Hello. I'm sharing this practice that is not really a class. It's more of a practice that I do almost every day. And in this practice, I'm going to be sharing with you what I do, the way that I've been working with tantra. This is somehow a way that I work with tantra physically, because of course that tantra there are different ways that you can work with tantra as a philosophy, as a way of life, and also with your body, and of course the purpose, whatever it is that you want to achieve, moving your energy, cleaning your nadis, your channels, your energetic channels. And this will allow you to have like a clearer mind, to project your intention into for a higher purpose. Okay, so what I'm going what I'm showing you here is that normally I start my practice with some breathing exercises, okay, just the ones that we have been doing, and of course that I'm going to keep on sharing more with you. And if you want, you can try to do the same, or you can, of course, you can start like making your own practice. Because of course that, as I said before, this is not a class, this is just me sharing the way that I work with tantra on a regular basis. So first I start with some breathing exercises, and as you keep on watching the video, you are going to see that after the breathing exercises to clear my mind, then I start chanting my mantras. And this will take me like, in this practice that I'm showing you, I'm just going to do it like for a few minutes. And after I do my mantras, I start like working on some kind of stretchings, because it's good to stretch the body. When we stretch our bodies, we allow the energy to flow, like in a nicer way. It's the energy goes to where it is supposed to go, and you start like moving your body and you feel good. And of course that if you feel good, then all of these the biochemical process that happen in the brain and everything, all of these feelings, all of these sensations, they start like expanding, and the result is that you feel more like, you feel awake, you feel like energetic, you feel better, and anxiety, the levels of anxiety, they go like down, they get reduced. So that's the reason why I'm sharing this practice with you, so you can start like making your own practice, like the way that, right now, the way it resonates with you. Because the idea of this is that, of course, that you are going to become somehow your own teacher. You'll get to the point where you might need from time to time some kind of guidance, because we never stop learning, and it is good to have somebody who can like give you some kind of insight. It is always good to have somebody that you can, share whatever it is that is happening with you, or if you get stuck, then there is somebody there who could give you like a hand. But the idea is that you're going to become your own teacher, and you're going to start like understanding everything that is happening within yourself, your thoughts, and you're going to realize that your thoughts are not you. Your thoughts are not you, and they don't define you. Okay? Sometimes when we connect with other people, sometimes we get those thoughts, we get ideas from other people, and when they are good ideas, when they are good thoughts, then it's something wonderful. When it's not like that, then of course that it can be very disruptive for our own life, for our person, for the way that even the way that we interact with other people. So that's the reason why I'm sharing this with you. And as you see that I start like stretching my body and everything, and the way that I start like moving my body is because sometimes when we sleep, sometimes the body gets, if it's cold, for instance, if it's cold, then and you are not well, like your body is not well covered with a blanket, or your body feels the cold, then the body gets all like rough, and you wake up and you get this rough feeling all over your body. And that's the reason why stretchings are wonderful. They are wonderful. They do wonders and within our internal organs, because when we stretch our body, we are making a space for the internal organs to function in a better way. We are giving them the space they need to breathe, to move the energy, to even for digestion. I mean, stretchings are just fantastic. They are wonderful. And within this practice, you are going to see that I start like I do some these headstands. So this video might be like an introduction for you for the handstands, just for you to start preparing your body for this kind of exercise. And headstands are wonderful. They are really wonderful to move the energy, and not only the energy, but also to help your blood circulation to move all over your body. Sometimes our brains don't get the blood they need to function correctly, and they don't get the oxygen they need to function correctly. And and I mean, when this happens, of course, that we feel our brains all kind of like heavy. And with the handstands, of course, that this energy starts moving and the blood starts circulating, and it feels wonderful. Okay, and it also helps for the chakras to be cleaned, to function better. So for doing these handstands and the headstand, you can use the wall as a way to give yourself some kind of support. And I'm going to ask you to watch the video for a few times before you start following it, before you start doing the exercises, just in case it is I suggest you to be prepared, to start like connecting with your body and in a different way, so you can strengthen your muscles, you can strengthen your body. If we start strengthening our bodies, then of course that somehow the mind gets strengthened too. And this is good for all of the thinking that happens, for all of the activities that we do. The idea is that if we can carry our own weight, we are able to carry more. But of course, that for us to achieve that, then we need to prepare our bodies and we have to prepare our minds. And it is important, it is also very important for you to start like preparing your mind for this process, because sometimes the mind doesn't feel ready to do all of these exercises, all of these activities. And of course that the mind is going to send messages to your internal organs, and you'll be like, no, I can't do this is too much, this is nonsense. But if you do it little by little in a safe way, and of course that taking all of the precautions before start doing it, that's the reason why I'm telling you that it is really important, that it is really necessary for you to watch the video a few times before you start actually doing all of these exercises. Please be aware of yourself, be mindful with your own self, with your body, and listen to your body. But at the same time, you have to little by little start giving yourself that confidence that your body needs to improve itself. And it's the same with your mind, and it's the same with your muscles, with your whole body. So please watch the video as many times as possible. And if you want, play with it. What do I mean by this? Well, that you can grab a notebook and you can start like writing down all of the exercises that you can start like doing. So you're going to make your own class per se, okay? You're going to start like making your own class, and in a way that you feel safe, that you feel confident, and little by little you are going to be more confident to start adding up more exercises. Because I mean, this course hasn't finished yet. I mean, I'm going to be recording classes and I'm going to be uploading material for you to keep on like working on yourself, because that's the way Tantra is. Tantra gives you the tools according to your own needs. So Tantra, whatever it is that works for you, it might not work for somebody else. But that's the reason why I'm sharing this with you, for you to see the way that I do it, so you can you can start working on yourself, and you can start like applying Tantra in a way that you can start like feeling the benefits that Tantra has for you. So I'm going to leave you so you can watch the video, you can pay attention to it, and if you have any question, please get in touch with me, contact me, and I'm going to try to answer to you as soon as I can. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Blessings, blessings. Have a wonderful day. Satnam Namaste.
Pide un deseo a la estrella fugaz, cruzando el firmamento, nos invita a soñar de tu alma el anhelo que desea manifestar. De tu alma el anhelo que desea manifestar. Cierra tus ojos, deja a tu mente volar. Que el niño que vive dentro salga a jugar. De tu alma el anhelo que desea manifestar. De tu alma el anhelo que desea manifestar. En un suspiro trascendiendo el tiempo te muestra la verdad. Pide un deseo a la estrella fugaz, cruzando el firmamento, nos invita a soñar. De tu alma el anhelo que desea manifestar. De tu alma el anhelo que desea manifestar. Cierra tus ojos, deja a tu mente volar. Que el niño que vive dentro salga a jugar. De tu alma el anhelo que desea manifestar. De tu alma el anhelo que desea manifestar. En un suspiro trascendiendo el tiempo te muestra la verdad. Pide un deseo a la estrella fugaz, cruzando el firmamento, nos invita a soñar. De tu alma el anhelo que desea manifestar. De tu alma el anhelo que desea manifestar. Cierra tus ojos, deja a tu mente volar. Que el niño que vive dentro salga a jugar. De tu alma el anhelo que desea manifestar. De tu alma el anhelo que desea manifestar. suspiro trascendiendo el tiempo te muestra la verdad. Pide un deseo a la estrella fugaz, cruzando el firmamento, nos invita a soñar de tu alma el anhelo que desea manifestar. De tu alma el anhelo que desea manifestar. Cierra tus ojos, deja a tu mente volar, que el niño que vive dentro salga a jugar. De tu alma el anhelo que desea manifestar. De tu alma el anhelo que desea manifestar. En un suspiro trascendiendo el tiempo te muestra la verdad. Pide un deseo a la estrella fugaz, cruzando el firmamento, nos invita a soñar. De tu alma el anhelo que desea manifestar. De tu alma el anhelo que desea manifestar. Cierra tus ojos, deja a tu mente volar, que el niño que vive dentro salga a jugar. De tu alma el anhelo que desea manifestar. De tu alma el anhelo que desea manifestar. En un suspiro trascendiendo el tiempo te muestra la verdad. Pide un deseo a la estrella fugaz, cruzando el firmamento, nos invita a soñar. De tu alma el anhelo que desea manifestar. De tu alma el anhelo deja tu mente volar, que el niño que vive dentro salga a jugar de tu alma el anhelo que desea manifestar. De tu alma el anhelo que desea manifestar. En un suspiro trascendiendo el tiempo demuestra la verdad. Pide un deseo a la estrella fugaz, cruzando el firmamento, nos invita a soñar. De tu alma el anhelo que desea manifestar. De tu alma el anhelo que desea manifestar. Cierra tus ojos, deja tu mente volar, que el niño que vive dentro salga a jugar. De tu alma el anhelo que desea manifestar. De tu alma el anhelo que desea manifestar. En un suspiro trascendiendo el tiempo demuestra la verdad. Pide un deseo a la estrella fugaz, cruzando el firmamento, nos invita a soñar. De tu alma el anhelo que desea manifestar. De tu alma el anhelo que desea manifestar. Cierra tus ojos, deja tu mente volar, que el niño que vive dentro salga a jugar. De tu alma el anhelo que desea manifestar. De tu alma.
Since we are moving forward with our tantric practice, it is important for me to start sharing with you more information about tantra, but in a deeper way, not superficially speaking, but I need to go deeper because now the practices, the practices are going to change, and from this point that we are just like getting to, it is important because I mention it, but I mention it in a way that I thought that it was going to be like easier for you to assimilate all of this information and the purpose of Tantra and everything. Now, because I've been sharing with you this material about God, Goddess, I shared with you this Tantra in practice, this kind of class that is not really a class, it's the way I do Tantra every day. And the way Tantra is used, it's applied in my life in every single way, okay? Because Tantra is like the greatest unknown, okay? And Tantra is the greatest misunderstood because most people tend to keep just what they think that it's relevant or important for them. And of course that sexuality is very important as human beings. It is a very important part of our humanity, of our even as our purpose here on earth, because it is related to procreating, to bringing life to earth, to continue our lineage and so on, okay? But of course that through sexuality, of course that we also experience the divine. And because of that, most people are like, okay, so Tantra is this and that's all it is. No, Tantra is much more. So what's the purpose of Tantra? Okay, the purpose of Tantra is freedom from ignorance, okay? And I'm going to say it just like that, but of course I'm going to be talking about it like further on, okay? So Tantra is a path that will allow you to get to the moksha state. What is moksha? Moksha is the freedom from the ignorance, okay? And once you free yourself, once you set your spirit free, then you can start like getting these glimpses of this moksha, of this freedom, and it is fantastic. And moksha is just part of the Purushurta, the Purushurta path in Hinduism, okay? And of course that moksha is kind of a synonym of the samsara state, okay? So moksha is freedom, and Tantra's purpose is for you to achieve that freedom, and that's the reason why Tantra can be very, very how can I say it? It can be a very powerful practice, because from the moment you start like feeling and getting these glimpses of freedom, then you realize that there's much more, that life is not only what we have been taught and what we have been learning, and that we can learn more and we can experience more and that we can feel more. So as I said before, the Purusartha or the Purushartha is it's related of 4 different practices, okay? And these concepts or practices, they are part of the Purushartha. that is Dharma, Dharma, Kama, Moksha, and Artha. They are not in this order, okay? So we could say that is Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. So the first, how can I say it? The first experience, or what we start like experiencing once we start working with tantra, is Dharma. That Dharma is the proper way, the moral life. It's the way, it's the right way of living, okay? Because, for instance, I'm recording this and it's December, and I have to say that it has been a very it has been a very crazy month. And every year is the same, but this year is like, it's, I don't know, everybody is trying to, okay, so it has been a crazy month, yeah, and I mean, everybody is trying to have the money, everybody is trying to sell more, and I mean, I'm the kind of person who is always willing and who is willing and able to learn from other people. I don't think that I'm the greatest teacher, and so if I think that there is somebody who could, you know, teach me something, I'm open to listen to that person. And I was taking this class with this influencer, and I mean, it's very interesting because now influencers, they think that they can, because they want to sell, of course. Now that they think that of course, that a lot of people listen to them and they want to be just as, you know, famous and to be, you know, getting more income or selling more and everything. They want to be like them, per se. And sometimes these people, I mean, they are rude. They make you feel like you don't know what you are doing, like you're a loser. And it's really, it's kind of, to me, it's kind of like, wow. The way people, they are like, oh no, yeah, she's right, he's right, blah, 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 blah. And they are like, do you want to be part of the 1% of the winners, or do you want to be part of the 9% of the losers? And I was like, what the heck are you talking about, woman? I mean, who the hell do you think you are? And I mean, of course that I got like a little bit judgmental, and I was like, okay, let go of it. I mean, she's trying to sell and she's trying to convince, and she was talking that manifestation is not for real, that, I mean, but it was really funny because the more she was talking about the things that we are supposed to do in order for us to improve our business and to improve our lives and everything, she was talking about manifestation. So I was like, okay. So, and I left my message, and honestly, I finished the class, and I was like, thank you, because I was very grateful, because then I was like, thank you, you showed me that, I mean, I don't want to be part of your 1% of your winners, or whatever it is that you call to be a winner. I mean, so thank you very much, and blessings. So everybody wants to sell, and people are getting like extortion by other people, yeah, and I mean, and I've been extortion too. People send you messages and they are like, you have to pay, because if not, you're going to. It's crazy. So that is part of Dharma, Okay, that is part of dharma. Living the righteous way, living the moral life, a proper moral life. And I'm not talking about that morality that comes from religion or what people tell you that this is right or this is wrong. I mean, you don't want to harm another human being because you don't want to be harmed. Yeah, so that is kind of like it's also part of the wheel, part of karma, and that's something that Tantra shows us, okay? That you can live in a very different way without damaging anybody else. Then we have the Artha way that is part of the Purusartha, and this way it's about the material life, okay? It's about the prosperity. It has to do with our finances. It has to do with, it's not about selling more. It's about, okay, you are selling something that is good for other people. You are going to provide something that is good to other people. So that is part of prosperity. That is part of being prosperous, that you are sharing with other people. And it's not only about sharing money or donating. No, it's about, teaching other people that there are other ways. If there's somebody on the street begging for money, and I mean, but I mean, this is kind of interesting and it's funny at the same time, because of course that all of this that I'm talking here about doesn't mean that is the right way to everybody. I mean, this is good for some people, but this might not be good for other people, and that's okay. I'm not forcing anybody, and I'm not trying to convince you that this is something that you have to do. But I mean, if there's somebody on the street begging for money, and instead of giving the person 10 pesos, you tell the person, or you offer the person a job or something. Well, if the person really wants to improve his or her life, then the person might say, yes, thank you very much. But of course that some people don't want to do that, and they might feel like, no, just give me the 10 pesos, okay? And I mean, it's okay, but that is part of this Purusartha way, that, I mean, if you pay attention to what I'm saying, you'll realize that all of these paths, they combine, they start like, they mixed with each other, and they form this moksha, that the moksha is the result of all of these paths. Then, so we have Dharma, we have Artha, and then we have the Kama path. The Kama path is the pleasure, the sensuality, is the emotional fulfillment. What does that mean? I mean that we are here on earth to enjoy, and part of that enjoyment is to experience pleasure, to experience our sexuality, to experience the emotional fulfillment. And of course that if we are aware of Dharma, Artha, Kama, and we start being aware of them, and we start applying them into our lives, then we are going to get to moksha. So I'm going to be talking more about this, because this is part of Tantra philosophy and is the base of Tantra. So I mean, if this resonates with you, it's wonderful. If this doesn't resonate with you, it's okay, just let go of it, and I mean, then maybe in the future you'll get to a point where you'll be like, okay, now I understand, and you can come back to this class. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, if you have any doubts, please contact me, and I'm going to try to give you some kind of feedback according to my own experience. So thank you very much. Thank you. Blessings. Satnam. Namaste. Bye-bye. Hi, how are you? I hope that you are great. And today is the first day of this year 2025, and I woke up. I mean, yesterday we went to bed very early. It was way before midnight, and I mean, we had dinner and everything, and then we went to sleep because we all get up very early, and that's what we did today. And I mean, I'm talking about my family and I, and I'm my voice is kind of rough, but I think, well, I feel that it is necessary for me to start giving you an introduction to the yantras. And I mentioned yantras before. Yantras are, yantras, the word is spelled Y-A-N-T-R-A-S, yantras. And the reason why I'm going to start talking about yantras is because we are going to start working with them. We are going to start applying them into our meditation practice and to our mantra intonation. And the reason why yantras are important is because yantras allow us to focus on the energy that each chakra is produced, and to make it to expand it. And I mean, I've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube about chakras, and it's fantastic. It's fantastic the way people are sharing these kind of exercises to unblock chakras. But the thing here is that, I mean, it's great that they are sharing this material, and I love it. But they don't tell you, okay, so what happens after your chakras are unblocked? And I think that that's the reason why it is important for us to start working with yantras, so you can I'm so sorry. So you can understand the way our visualization and our intention can help us to achieve our goals, because visualizations are important and they are powerful. And also when we have the intention, where our intention is clear, then of course that it becomes something very, very powerful and very, very useful. Once you get to that point that you don't need to, you don't need to focus completely your mind, not like, okay, we are going to do it I'm going to do it for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. No, you get to a point where you don't really need to do that. It happens just like naturally. And once you start working with your chakras and feeling the energy and everything, if you get to that point that you are aware that your chakras are unblocked, because how can you tell that your chakras are unblocked? Well, once your chakras are unblocked, you feel lighter, okay? You feel lighter, your muscles feel relaxed, You feel the energy flowing all over your body, and you can feel it like the way it expands. You can feel the way your body starts adapting to the weather, which is something very interesting because, I mean, I'm telling you this, and I had a very, very bad cold, and you might be thinking, well, it's not working for you. Well, the thing is that when you start doing things that you didn't used to do before, and you start like doing them on a regular basis, of course that your body needs to adapt to these changes. Your mind needs to adapt to these changes. And this adaptation process, as I'm saying, it's a process. And sometimes the mind will tell you like, no, you don't need to do this, you don't need to do that, you don't need to do that, we were okay the way we were before, and why are you doing this? The thing is that here at home, since I have my family, my daughter decided that she was going to start working. And I mean, I told her, you don't need to work, but she wanted to do it for herself because it was something that, it was sort of like a goal. She wanted to do it. And she's going to start studying again. She decided to study something different because she was studying English as a language, you know, like to teach, you know, and also my son. But they dropped out university for different reasons, and they have been deciding what they are going to study. And then my daughter decided what she's going to study, my son decided what he's going to study, but my daughter decided that she wanted to work, and she wanted to do it because it's something that she felt like she wanted to do, she wanted to give it a try. And as a mother and as a woman, I'm supporting my daughter. But what I'm doing is that I take her to her work every day, and she doesn't have it's not like a regular schedule. It depends on her supervisor, and sometimes she starts work at 6 a.m., sometimes she starts at 8 p.m., sometimes she starts at 3 p.m. And I mean, and I don't drive, I don't have a car, and so we walk to her work and we go walking, and here the weather it's pretty extreme. In the morning it's really cold, then it gets warm, and then it gets cold again. So of course that our bodies are adapting to this change because we didn't used to do it before, and now that we are doing it, of course that we got sick. But I mean, the way everything started and everything, of course that I can tell you, we keep on working with all these. It's not like, okay, I got to this point and I'm like super wow, and nothing is going to trouble me, and nothing is... The mind is the mind, okay? And when the mind gets used to something, and then you have to, or you start making changes because that's the way life is, then the mind starts like giving you, sending you these messages like, no, you don't need to do this, you don't need to do that, blah, blah, blah. And of course that you have to make friends with your own mind. You cannot fight it, okay? Don't try to fight it because you're going to lose the fight. And it's not about fighting it, it's that it is your mind. And the reason why it is telling you this is because, of course, that it's hard for the mind to change. It's hard for the mind to change. And the older we get, it is even more difficult, okay? Because the mind is like, but we just want to be at peace.
we don't want to do this, we don't need this. But it's not only what you need, it is also what your family needs. And as a parent, of course, that in my case, I support my kids, and I like to be part of these of their processes, and I like them to feel like supported. So because I mean that's the way I am, okay. So but once you start like making friends with your own mind, and the mind starts understanding and it starts seeing, or it gets that it is good for you, for everybody, then the mind starts like settling down. It starts relaxing. So at the beginning you might feel like there is some kind of blockage, and once you notice when this blockage is happening, because it can be like in a part of your body, or in my case the throat, and it was because I mean it's really cold outside, but of course that we talked a lot. I talked a lot with my daughter when she decided to do this, and of course that I didn't agree completely with her decision at the beginning, because I mean, working and studying is not easy, okay? And sometimes we want to make everything easier to our children, but sometimes they just have to experience, they have to experiment, they have to live their own experience. And if you are supporting them, of course that the experience is it's easier for them, and even for yourself, because you are part of it and you can guide them. So that's the reason why I decided to be part of it, and that's the reason why my throat has been like this. And I mean, it has improved a lot, because I didn't stop chanting my mantras. I didn't stop meditating. It was quite the opposite. I was doing it like pretty like it was intensely. I was doing like in a very intense way, because of my feelings, the way that I was feeling. Somehow I felt that I was not enough for my daughter, and that made me feel pretty bad. So so of course that I felt that in my heart, I felt that in my stomach, and even my son, he was the one who started like feeling this way. And of course that he's very supportive with his sister too, and at the beginning he was going with us, but it was harder for him, and I mean he's a yoga teacher, but of course that once you start like making peace with your mind and with your feelings and everything, then you start realizing that the situation starts changing, and everything starts changing, and it improves, of course, and then you can see that growth that is like grounded, like on earth, on your daily life. And I mean, this opportunity that my daughter has given me is great, because even though when we start like walking all the way to her work, where she works at, it's really dark. It's really dark, and sometimes it's kind of scary, it's kind of spooky. But on the other hand, then I can see the sun, the way it starts like rising, and birds, and of course that I'm exercising more in a different way, and this is wonderful, okay? And I'm starting, when we go walking, if it's very cold, then I start like doing my pranayama, and it helps a lot. I also do my mudras with my hands to increase my body heat. And I can see the way my body starts reacting and the way it changes. And that's part of Tantra. That's part of applying Tantra on a regular basis in your daily life, okay? And that's the reason why I decided to share this with you, even though my throat is like this right now. And I mean, so what happens when you start like, you start noticing that the energy is like starting to flow, and that feeling it's part of unblocking the chakras. You feel lighter, your mind gets relaxed, and it opens itself to changes. It expands, and all of the thoughts, all of this negativity and everything, it starts like fading away. It might come from time to time, but of course that it's an exercise. You have to exercise your mind. And the growth, if you are growing, you can't leave your mind behind. The mind has to grow along. And even your energetic bodies and your spirit and everything, it's like it's a whole. It's the whole that combines and allows you to grow the way you are supposed to grow, okay? So you can be the person who you are supposed to be, no matter the situation. Yeah, so once you start feeling like lighter and you feel like your mind is like more relaxed and your muscles are more relaxed, you feel this kind of relaxation, and it's something that it's like totality, okay? It's the whole that gets like relaxed, and then you know that you are open enough to start like making more changes, because you are not going to stay that way, okay? You know that you have to do things. If you're working on something in a specific, or if you have your job, whatever it is that you are working on, then you can start like modifying your habits, your routines, and you'll see that your productivity is going to change too. So you start feeling that your chakras are like getting unblocked. You feel this relaxation, you feel at peace, you feel calmer, you feel this openness. At the same time, you are going to notice that because you are growing, there are some things that don't match the life that you are living right now. So, of course, that you are going to make some kind of changes, as I said before, as part of your routine. For instance, I'm like trying to disconnect myself from social media. Not completely, but I'm trying to do it for my own improvement, because, I mean, sometimes you spend more, I mean, you can spend so much time on social media, and you are giving your energy to all of these people who are like working on social media on a regular basis, but that's not you. And then you feel tired, you feel like you didn't do anything. You know that you didn't do anything, you wasted your time, so what's the point? And that's what I've been trying to do. I'm trying to make these kind of changes, and I feel much better because I realize that I'm having more time for recording. For now that I'm studying music again, now I have the time to study and to record my own music, and I'm doing more things that are making me feel like good with myself and with my environment, with my family. And this is part of tantra, okay? So your chakras are starting to get like unblocked, and you start feeling this openness, and you start feeling like this energy flowing all over your body. But if somehow you feel stuck, like, you know, you still feel like your shoulders are stuck and you feel the stiffness like there, okay? So you can use your pranayama exercises. And the way you're going to do it is that once you start like breathing in and out and feeling your own self and getting in touch within your own self, you are going to focus, you are going to realize that your own body will show you which part of your own body is still blocked. The energy is not flowing correctly. So what you're going to do, and for instance, I feel it like on my shoulders, that's the reason why I mention it. And what I do here is that I take a deep breath in and I contract the muscles, okay? I can do this. I hold my breath and then I breathe out and I relax the muscles completely. And you're going to feel almost immediately the way the energy will start like flowing. It starts like moving. I felt it like my neck, I felt like my shoulders relaxed, and then the energy started like flowing all over my arms and my elbows, my hands, and even my face. Sometimes it happens that when we are like getting old, the muscles in our face, they get stiff, yeah, and if you have like a lot of tension accumulated all over your nervous system, you can get, or you can have a stroke, or you know, paralysis, facial paralysis. And what you can do here, if you start like feeling this stiffness in your face, then you can start like massaging your muscles. And it happened to me. It was kind of weird because I was giving this therapy to my cousin. She had this facial paralysis, and I started working with her muscles, and it was a long distance therapy, okay? So of course that I was not seeing her like physically, but we were connected like energetically speaking. And that stiffness, I started like feeling it in my own face. So I had to work with my own muscles, and I still feel it like somehow here, and this is like around the area she has that paralysis, and I haven't seen her lately, and I hope that she's fine. But so these are the things that happen when your energy is not flowing correctly, okay? And then when you start working with it and you start feeling like it is expanding and it is starting like your energetic channels start like unblocking, you can almost, you can even feel it like in your stomach. In your stomach, you feel the way your stomach gets relaxed, and immediately you feel like you have to go to the bathroom. You have to go to pee, or because how can can I say this? And I mean, I know that this class is going to be a little bit long, but I hope you understand and the way or why I'm doing this and why I'm sharing this with you, because it is necessary to talk about it, and it is necessary for you to be aware of what happens after you start unblocking your chakras. When we are little, maybe it happened to you, maybe it didn't, okay? But in my case, my mother was like, you have to go to the bathroom now. And I think that I mentioned it before, because once we are outside of the house, I'm not going to take you to the bathroom. And I mean, I can understand why she did it, okay? Because sometimes public bathrooms are just, I mean, they are not clean, right? You don't know who goes to the bathroom, and of course infections and stuff. But the thing is that if you are going to be outside of your house, then you can get constipated, okay? And you can also if you hold your pee, then you can get some kind of bacteria in your urethra and the urinary tract. And this is because you are holding your pee for too long, and all of these bacteria, bacteria start like accumulating, and that's what happens. So and if you don't do something about it, when we start like growing older, this problem grows older with us, along with us. And I mean, and I'm telling you this by experience. So you have to work with your anus, yeah, because sometimes even when if it's very cold and you start feeling, you are getting like aware. You are feeling like aware of your own body, and you might feel that your anus is like contracted most of the time. And if you're feeling like that, please work with that energy, because then the energy accumulates there, and what happens is that you might get some kind of what's the word for that in English? Colitis, hemorrhoids, okay? Because of the energy that is stuck there, it's not flowing, okay? So you need to start working with that energy, and you need to allow it to flow. You have to direct that energy all the way down to your to the soles of your feet, and feel as if that energy connects with Mother Earth, okay? And then allow it to come back to you, transmute it. And once again, you are going to allow it to flow through the soles of your feet. That's the location of the chakras of your feet. And then it moves all the way up to the crown chakra, and feel the way it goes, it expands, okay? The way it goes out from your crown chakra, and then it goes up, and then it comes back to you, okay? But it is already transmuted, and you're going to feel lighter. You're going to feel more energized. So that's what happens when you start unblocking your chakras. But this is like an exercise that you have to do on a regular basis, because when you are at home, it's easy, okay? You are in your own environment, and that's easy. The thing is, when you go outside, yeah? When you go outside and you start like communicating maybe unconsciously, but you are communicating, your energy is communicating with everything. So you need to be somehow aware, and you are going to become aware of all of these changes that happen within you once you are like outside of your house, when you are at work, when you are in touch with other people, and the way the energy starts behaving and why it is behaving the way it is behaving at that moment, okay? So that's what happens when you start unblocking your chakras, and it's an exercise that you have to do on a regular basis, and yantras are a tool for us to start like connecting with the energy and to transmute the energy, to project the energy, and to expand it. So we're going to start working with yantras along with mantras, with meditation, more exercises, and more tantric philosophy, okay? So allow yourself. It is very important, once your chakras are open, it is very important for you to allow yourself to be, okay? Allow yourself to be. Allow yourself to see. Allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to hear. Allow yourself to touch. Allow yourself to breathe with your whole body, okay? Because if not, then your chakras will be blocked again. So thank you very much. I hope you'll find this lesson useful, okay? I'm going to keep on recording and sharing more about Tantra and the way you can you can apply all of these in your own life on on a regular basis. And if you have any question, if you have any doubt, please contact me on WhatsApp. That's the best way for me to answer to your messages as soon as possible. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Blessings and best wishes for you and your whole family. May this year, may this 2025 come with the best of the best for you and your loved ones. Thank you very much. Satnam Namaste. Bye bye for now. Bye. Okay, so as I said before in previous classes, this course is it's something very personal because it's the way I work with Tantra in different ways, okay? So for instance, now that I gave you more or less an explanation what a yantra is and the way we are going to start like using them, I'm sorry, it's just that I got this sinus and I mean it's been really crazy for me because it's the very first time I'm getting something like this, and I've been like as part of Tantra, Kundalini and Ayurveda. Ayurveda is medicine from India, and Ayurveda teaches us that there are different ways that we can treat ourselves. So what I do is that I wash my nostrils and with certain type of liquid, and then I get all of my nostrils and all of this part of my face, but inside of it gets like cleaned. All of the phlegm and mucus and everything gets like washed away. So and I've been doing that, okay, but I'm still in that process. So the thing is that when we start working with Tantra, like on a regular basis as part of our life, then we can use it of course in different ways. We can apply it to everything, and the way I do it with music and with my meditations and everything is that each chakra is related to a key node, okay? So for instance, the first chakra, that is Muladhara, is related to the C key node, that is C, 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 D, 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 E, 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 F, 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 G, 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 G. So it's C, 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 D, 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 E, E, F, 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 G, 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 G. So it's more or less something like this, okay? And I'm sorry, but I'm just like, my nose is kind of blocked. But this is the way I do it, okay? And this might help you to align your chakras, okay? The thing is that when we start doing these kind of exercises, we can listen to our inner voice, okay? We get some kind of clarity. Our mind gets this clarity about our own on our own voice, what we want, what we desire, what we really need in our lives. And once we start like listening to ourselves, when we start listening to our own voice, it's easier to listen to our own thoughts, yeah, to our inner voice. And we start like, recognizing other voices that don't belong to us, because it happens. Sometimes we listen to a lot of people, and of course that everybody wants to, they make comments and everything, and we listen to them, but we don't listen to our own voice. And that's the reason why, to me, it is important to align my chakras, align my energy vortexes, and start working with my own voice, with my own feelings, and with everything that I want, what I really need in my life, instead of listening to other person, to other people. Because when you listen to other people, of course that you open yourself, yeah, to receive these ideas and everything. Some of them might be good for you, but not all of them, because it is not their context, is not your context, okay? And if you decide that you are going to try something that another person is doing, and of course that because it's not your context, then the result might be a little bit different for you, or it might be the same, but not really the same, because it's not the same context. It might happen to you in maybe similar, but not the same. So that's the reason why for me it is important to share all of this with you, because this way, if you start working with Tantra in a different way, but in a very personal way, you'll see that Tantra is for real, that Tantra is good, that Tantra is not only about sexuality, it's not only about all of this stuff that we that we read online, or there are different ways of applying tantra in our lives, and this is one of them. For instance, if you want to do it like as part of your work, okay, of course the tantra will give you like a clearer idea of what you can do with your own abilities, and that's the reason why the result is like fantastic. Even if it's your own mistake, even if it's a mistake, okay, it's your own mistake, and you see, okay, it was not so bad, but I can improve it, I can make it better. So it worked, but it can be even better. And that happens when we start like working with Tantra and releasing our fears through Tantra, because sometimes it is very, very hard. It is very difficult for us to, especially when we get to a certain age, is really hard for us to think that there could be something else, okay? And we might think like, oh no, it's hard, but I don't want to start from scratch. I don't want to, start from zero. It has been really hard, and I know that it's hard, but sometimes it is necessary to do it, or at least to start like making some kind of changes that will be good in your life for yourself and for your family and for the people that you love. And of course that you can inspire other people, because when people start thinking that you are doing something different, that you are doing something in a different way, they want to know what you are doing that it's working so well for you, and they want to give it a try. Yeah. So as part of the meditations, okay, this is just like a part of the introduction, so we can start working with yantras and with bijas. Okay, bijas or malas are the beats that are part of like a, I don't know if you've ever seen a rosary. These rosaries that are used like to pray. Yeah, I'm going to teach you how to do that, so you can start like applying that along with the mantra, along with the yantra, with the visualization and everything, so it can be like a whole, because, well, as I said, it's the way that I do it. So I'm not going to show you the way other teachers do it. I'm going to show you the way that I do it and the way it works for me. Of course, that if you decide that this is not for you, then it's great, and there are more options, over there, and you can give it a try too. I'm not trying to convince anybody. I'm just sharing that. I'm just sharing something that works for me. Okay, so this is like the introduction of the introduction, and I know that it might be like, oh my gosh, she's going so slow, but I have to do it this way. First of all, because I'm also working with my own self, with my health and everything, but also because I need you to take the time to allow yourself to feel it, to think about it, to decide if this is the right thing for you or not. Okay, so I'm going to keep on sharing with you, and I hopefully in our next class we are going to start working with the yantra, with the bija. So if you want, or if you can get a bija, or you can make one of your own. Okay, and then you're gonna start like doing the whole meditation along with me. So thank you very much, and you'll be seeing me in our next class. Thank you, have a wonderful day, and blessings, satnam, namaste. Bye bye for now. Bye.
hello, sweet souls. How are you? I hope that you are fine. Well, this is me recording again, and I had to put everything on hold because there have been so many changes here in my personal life, in my professional life too, that I needed some time off to put all of my ideas in order, because since everything has been changing and moving, because that's the way life is. And I on the last video, as part of that video, and I was talking about how musical notes are related to chakras and stuff. And I said that I was going to start sharing with you this information, and just for you to get in touch with your chakras through sound, and you could work with them, so you could align your chakras, and you could rise your energy like at a higher level. But before I proceed with that, and I'm going to do it, of course that I'm going to do it, but the thing here is that I was not sure about recording this class or not, because, well, the information that I'm going to share with you, it's kind of important information. And before we proceed working with our chakras, I needed to decide what I was going to do about this topic, because there is a chakra that is not mentioned, just as remember that I told you about Bindu, and I said that there's even more. But I was not sure how to and at what point of the course start talking about this chakra, because there is another chakra. There is another chakra, and this is a very important chakra, because this chakra contains the masculine and the feminine energy, like together in communion. Okay, so this is a very, very special chakra, because it is connected with the purpose of your soul, with the, it's like the seat of the soul. Is like there are so many different religions that they even talk about this, but they don't say it not directly, and they don't share the name, and it's kind of like a mystery. So that was the reason why I was like, okay, so how am I going to do this? And I've been praying a lot. I've been meditating a lot on this topic, because, as I said before, it is a very, very important topic, and I think that it is necessary to talk about it, to give you an introduction before we start working with the chakras, with all of the chakras all together at a higher level, and of course that I'm going to share its mantra too and everything. But I need to put my ideas in order, because, as I said, it's a very important topic, as it is the seat of the soul, is where the soul resides, and it's related to one of our internal organs, which is the pancreas. And so now you can get more or less an idea. And I'm not very sure if this is for real, the organ that is connected, or that this chakra is connected to or with, but pancreas. The pancreas is one of our, it is one of the most important internal organs, and they are all important. But the pancreas is one of the filters that we have within our body,
and the energy that is produced there, and all of the toxins that the pancreas works with, well, it's they are kind of like tough energies. So that's the reason why I think that it is necessary to talk about it, and for you to get an idea of you know, the importance of tantra in your life, in my life, in everybody's life, because it is not only about the energy, it is not only about sexuality, it's not only about philosophy, it's about the soul, it's about getting in touch with our essence as it is. And sometimes it is really hard because we are disconnected from it or of it. We are just disconnected, and we live our lives like so scared, and so you know, trying to fit in, and trying to accomplish the expectations that our parents, people, society, our couple, you know, our children, everybody have, or everybody has about us, and even the expectations that we have. Well, we have of life and other people and our work and everything, but I think that that's the reason why it is necessary for me to talk about this mantra. I mean, this mantra, yeah, but the chakra. This chakra that is related to the pancreas and that is related to our relationships, but starting from the relationship that we have with our own self, okay, because that is the base of everything. And from that point, then you can start like working on your other relationships, okay. So this chakra is called Hrit Padma chakra, and as I said, it is related to the pancreas, and it is kind of like the connection with our soul. And this is really funny, and at the same time is really how can I say it, it's it can be like shocking, because we think that it's the heart, and we think that it's, or I mean, because, well, that's what we have been taught. Yeah, and that's another reason why, to me, this is kind of an important topic to talk about and to share with you, because all of the information that we have been dealing with and that we are receiving sometimes is not the right information, and even the information that I'm giving to you, I mean, if you are not like sure about what I'm saying, you can do your own research, of course. And I mean, I can be wrong, because because I'm human, and I mean, I'm not perfect, but I'm sharing the information that I've been given, and also the information that I've been studying with, and the way that I've been working with it, and the way that I've been like expanding it. And that's the reason why, as I said before, as part of the course, like as part of the presentation, that it's hard for me to describe this course, because this course is just it's the way I live Tantra. And so this chakra, it has its own mantra, and this mantra is Hum, okay? It's H-O-O-M, okay? And the pronunciation, it's like a U, okay? Hum. And we are going to start working with that mantra, of course, but I'm sharing this information with you so you can start like trying to like digest it And I mean, I know that this is a lot of information, and that's the reason why I'm taking my time to share all of this information with you, because first of all, it's not something that you just have to, you take that leap of faith and you start like diving into these waters, and for some people might be like wonderful, but for some other people might be the opposite. And I don't want to put any pressure on anybody, because Tantra is not easy. It's not easy, and it takes a lot of time, and because it works with our inner self. Of course, that all of the changes start within ourselves, in our minds, in our hearts, the way we perceive things, the way we feel, and then it expands, okay? So that's the reason why I'm just sharing this information with you. And as I said just a few seconds before, the mantra is Hum. And what this mantra does, and once you get aware of, or once you acknowledge this chakra, then something happens, because with this mantra it's easier to elevate the energy coming from Muladhara and from Svadhisthana. And so that's the reason why I think that it's also good for me to share it. But I'm going to keep on sharing, but I'm going to go slowly here. So please, the course, I'm going to keep on recording. But I'm going to have to give some time between each recording, because I really need you to work with all of this information and with the exercises. You have to be very sure, you have to be like aware that if you really want to work with Kundalini, then you have to make some not changes, but try to open yourself. And according to this openness is the way you will receive all of the information and the changes that are just awaiting for you to open the door to start to like come into your life, to yourself, to your body, to your mind, to your soul, so you can connect with your soul, and you can allow yourself to listen to your own voice, the voice of your soul. So that's the reason why now I'm sharing this information with you. And in our next class, we are going to work with this mantra. So I'm going to ask you to get yourself prepared, because I mean, this is a beautiful mantra. And we are going to have this meditation that will allow you to connect these energies and to rise them. And of course, and this is really important, because through this mantra you will start to detox your pancreas and the filters inside of your body. And I just want you to remember that every time we start working with toxins, I'm not only talking about the toxins that are produced like, the chemistry. I'm also talking about the energy, and I'm also talking about the mind. And the mind is, wow. I mean, to work with the mind, that's the reason why I need you to take some time to digest all of this information, because working with the mind, I know that it's not easy. I know it takes time. I know that it takes a lot of the oneself, okay? So I'm not going to say goodbye or anything, okay? Because I'm going to to prepare this class for you, and I need you to prepare yourself to receive the mantra and the information that is necessary for you to work with this chakra. So thank you very much. If this resonates with you, wonderful. If not, just let it go, okay? And you can keep on working with the stuff that resonate with you right now, and give yourself some time. It's okay. If you want to give me some kind of feedback, you can get in touch with me through WhatsApp, okay? That's the only way right now I have available. So, and this is like the direct way. If you really want to, dive into tantra, and I mean to get the real guidance, because it is necessary to have like a guide, somebody who has been through all of this process. If it's not me, it's okay, but you need to find somebody who guides you, like closely, so you can really embrace the tantra way and enjoy the tantric life and tantra. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful time, a wonderful day. Blessings and Satnam. Bye bye for now. Bye. Thank you.